Hey everybody, it's your friendly neighborhood Tesla fanboy who obviously can't think rationally and therefore none of his binary predictions in the past, e.g. A or B will happen, have ever been on point. Therefore, he has no credibility whatsoever. Therefore, full disclosure, you can't trust anything he says about either Waymo and or Toyota, but just to be completely transparent, the guy you are listening to now has in fact previously repeatedly pointed out that Toyota is going to go bankrupt and Waymo also bankrupt, although they can suck from the teat of Google for a long time, but both of these companies are in fact doomed. And, well, we have a very, very juicy update today. The merger of two Titanics. From Waymo on X, quote, "We're pleased to announce that together with Toyota, we're exploring a new autonomous vehicle platform and how to leverage our technology for their personally owned vehicles. More info here." Now, I just want to give you guys a quick little bit of history around Tesla, Toyota, and opportunities that weren't seized. Many years ago, before some of you were actually born, and I do mean that literally, Toyota and Tesla pre-IPO, had a partnership. Tesla was providing some of the materials, batteries, electric motors for Toyota's electric RAV4s. Toyota also took a stake in Tesla. They since sold it. RIP. At the time, Toyota claimed that the partnership would help them learn about electric vehicles and improve their technology, blah, 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 blah. So I guess that means Toyota is a very slow learner. This is the biggest all-time fumble in history. Toyota could have leveraged this partnership, scaled rapid production of their RAV4 and SUV, and it could now today be the world's best-selling vehicle instead of Tesla's Model Y. Instead, Toyota, a company full of obedient, doormat yes men with too many cooks in the kitchen, incompetent leadership, no courage, no vision, no foresight, and probably no serum testosterone to be found anywhere within any of the males at the company, instead have fought tooth and nail to avoid accepting the reality that electric vehicles are here to stay, that consumers want them, and should they not act urgently, they won't be in business. Instead, these morons, in public statements year after year after year, have been claiming that consumers want choice, they don't really know if it's time for electric vehicles, that there's no charging infrastructure, and are still pursuing 4 independent forms of propulsion, adding an enormous amount of brain dead and unnecessary complexity to their business. Let's count them. Internal combustion engine vehicles, yes. Last I heard, they still think in like 2035, roughly a third of their vehicle sales will be ICE vehicles. Wow. So that's number 1, ICE vehicles. Number 2, trans-ICE vehicles. ICE vehicles with a vibrator-sized battery in them pretending to be electric vehicles, called hybrids. That's 2 forms of propulsion, ICE and hybrid, which is basically just an ICE vehicle with a battery in it. But wait, there's more. Number 3, hydrogen. I mean, come on, unbelievable. They're just trying to appease the Japanese government there. And number 4, electric vehicles. Now, it's been obvious for more than a decade the cost of electric vehicles was declining predictably over time. Tesla had proof of concept. The Model S, best vehicle ever, wins every award ever, and it's electric. And instead of Toyota accepting reality and going all in on electric vehicles, they are still to this very day fighting reality, living in delusion, not accepting their fate. Toyota will be one of the all-time falls from grace. Today, Toyota and Volkswagen, on average, produce roughly 10 million vehicles per year. They're roughly the same size, and they're roughly the largest automotive manufacturers on the planet. Almost all of those vehicle sales, ICE vehicles, which are going the way of the dinosaur. You can't fix Toyota. They're a decade late to the party, and it's not going to end well. Chinese EV manufacturers are going to eat their lunch. Oh, what could have been? Toyota collided with the iceberg more than a decade ago. They've been slowly sinking. And the idiots making decisions at Toyota are currently performing upgrades and renovations to the kitchen, to the recreational facilities, rearranging the deck chairs as opposed to abandoning a ship. And I'm on the record, almost 6 years running, talking about how fucked this company is, how incompetent their leadership, how they're unwilling to accept reality. This is not a new thought from me. I've been very consistent. And now we have Waymo, a Google-owned company currently offering an autonomous vehicle service in a few tiny pockets of the United States of America. We don't know exactly how much money they're losing, but it's fairly catastrophic. Cost them an enormous amount of money to put a vehicle on roads and got a pre-map in HD. I've been over this whole thing. I'm not going to cover it again. But I've also explained in detail how Waymo are in big trouble because Tesla, unlike Waymo, has developed a generalized solution to autonomy and out of nowhere is going to scale almost instantly overnight and have an unbelievable cost advantage, which they will pass on to consumers, meaning Tesla's cost per mile on a Tesla Robotaxi in the future is going to be a fraction that of Waymo. And if Waymo chases them down on price, and they're already losing money at Uber-like prices, it's G for Waymo. Waymo is owned by Google. Very deep pockets. But it's not a long-term sustainable business model. And now we have this news. 2 companies who prior to this news were already fucked, getting in bed together. Yikes. So let's learn a little bit more about this very high IQ partnership from 2 companies that are totally fine and there's nothing to see here. Toyota and Waymo reached a preliminary agreement to explore a collaboration. So just to be clear, right? This is very legalese, but it's a potential hypothetical possible thing that might occur in the future as opposed to a thing that is actually happening. A preliminary agreement to explore a collaboration focused on accelerating the deployment and development of autonomous vehicles, right? That's the gist of it. Maybe if we join forces, we can speed things up. Now, from Waymo's point of view, they got to do something to scale faster, right? Because at the moment, and still even after this, Waymo doesn't make vehicles. They have to pay another company to produce them, and that company obviously wants to take a profit. And they're soon going to be competing directly with Tesla, who are already producing around 1.8 million vehicles a year, all of which in the future, with a software update, can operate autonomously and eat Waymo's lunch. So Waymo has to do something. Woven by Toyota will also join the potential collaboration as Toyota's strategic enabler. Oh, what even is this, bro? Okay, so it appears that Woven is a subdivision of Toyota focused on software and technology, advanced driver assistance systems, blah, blah, blah. I'm just reading some of this truly cringeworthy. I don't know how much they paid the fuckfaces that wrote this horse shit, but oh my God, dude, it hurts too much. I'm not even going to go there. I say a whole lot of nothing. I just have to call out one of these. I mean, God damn it, dude. Just how much do you want to, just courage to make history, boldly pursue heroic breakthroughs that make the world safer and better while nurturing the optimism to eagerly tackle challenges, turn failure into innovation, and continuously expand your knowledge. What a fucking wank. Let's continue. And again, note the legalese. This potential partnership is built on a shared vision of improving road safety and delivering increased mobility for all. Toyota and Waymo aim to combine their respective strengths to develop a new autonomous vehicle platform. In parallel, so the terminology that's being used here already, we aim to it's all maybe in the future this might possibly happen at a very glacial pace. Brother, it's a fucking emergency for both Toyota. It's existential. So too Waymo. If they were super serious about this and took the challenge seriously, this wouldn't be an announcement of maybe exploring some possibilities of collaborate. Get fucked, mate. It would be, we are immediately going all in. We're going to begin producing Toyota vehicles with Waymo tech immediately. ASAP. But no. And by the time any of this takes place, remember how slow moving Toyota is? It could be 5 years down the track before there's any meaningful volume of vehicles being produced by Toyota featuring Waymo technology, e.g. the hardware plus the software to actually operate them semi-autonomously. What do you think Tesla's Robotaxi fleet's going to look like by the time these tards have actually possibly done something they said today they might think about exploring maybe in the future? Dude, the companies will explore how to leverage Waymo's autonomous technology and Toyota's vehicle expertise to enhance next-generation personally owned vehicles. The scope of the collaboration, wait for it, will continue to evolve ready through ongoing discussions, not action, discussions. Now, look, this makes sense. Toyota's fucked. I mean, you may as well try and get on some of that autonomous vehicle gravy train before you go bankrupt. And Toyota's, in a position of strength here. Waymo needs to massively scale. So this is a sensible potential discussion that may actually result in a possible partnership maybe in the future, possibly. And you know why this is happening? Waymo's shit the fucking bed and gone, oh, fuck. We're in big trouble when Tesla does the software update and all those vehicles can start operating autonomously. Shit, what do we do? And Toyota's like, oh, we're fucked. Everyone's buying electric vehicles, even though we keep saying that people don't want them. We're going to go bankrupt because of electric vehicles because we don't really make any. Fuck, what do we do? Shit. Oh, and then there's autonomy. If we don't have autonomy, we're also fucked. We're fucked. They're fucked. Hey, let's be fucked together. I mean, hey, that might be some people's idea of a fun night. This is not a partnership coming from a position of strength, but of desperation. And by the way, I wish these companies well, but wishing and hoping, that ain't a strategy. Toyota's fucked, Waymo's fucked, and this doesn't change that. Now, if anyone wants to push back a little bit on some of my audacious and hyperbolic statements, feel free. But I do just want to add something. It was roughly 3 years after Tesla began selling their Model Y to customers, roughly 3 years, before the retarded engineers at Toyota, and I don't mean everyone, but people make decisions, absolutely. The dipshits at Toyota, it took them 3 years to actually tear down a Tesla Model Y and look inside and check out the engineering, at which point they described the Model Y as a, quote, work of art. Now, if that's the only thing you know about Toyota, that tells you everything you need to know about how fucking retarded, slow, dumb, blind, and incompetent they are. How does it take them years to at least look inside what is rapidly becoming the world's best-selling vehicle of any kind, and it's electric? How does it take them years to just look inside and see what they're doing? By the way, the actual answer to that question is incompetence, retardation, ineptitude, and a culture of, yes, sir, good, sir, great idea. Because, see, here's what happened in Toyota, right? Some young engineer with a big brain goes, oh, hey, sir, we probably should make electric vehicles, otherwise we're going to go bankrupt because the costs keep coming down. Shut up. Yes, sir, yes, sir. And then at some point, somebody else has an idea. And then they speak to the manager, and the manager says, oh, no, but, that'll be hard, so shut up. Yes, sir, yes, sir. And then somebody even more senior goes, hey, let's simultaneously pursue 4 independent forms of propulsion: hydrogen, hybrid, ICE, and electric vehicles. And everyone goes, yes, sir, great idea, sir. You're so smart, sir. Good idea, sir. The pussification of the culture in Toyota is so obvious externally. You can just see what's going on inside the company. No one has a pair of balls to stand up and say, this is a bad idea, or we need to do this is urgent. Or if they do, they quickly get moved on to another role or just completely fucking fired. By the way, this is the same Toyota who one or more of their subsidiaries have been caught faking safety results in crash tests, right? So there's something nasty at this company. So just imagine what happens when you have a slow-moving, incompetent company full of yes men with no vision, no leadership, no courage, who it took years to even look inside a Model Y, brain dead, who are still today publicly claiming that they don't really know if it's prime time for electric vehicles and making excuses rather than going all in. And who truly fumbled the football. I mean, that Tesla partnership years ago, come on, what were they thinking? That could have been, Toyota could have been Tesla. So you got this, and then you got Waymo, the massive cost disadvantage regarding autonomy, now getting in bed together. I mean, how do you think this is going to end? I don't blame these companies for trying to collaborate. I'm just telling you, bro. If you're trying to bake a chocolate cake and the only ingredients you have are dog shit and horse shit, I mean, the end result's probably not going to be great. I'm just saying. Toyota and Waymo aim to combine their respective strengths to develop a new autonomous vehicle platform. In parallel, the companies will explore how to leverage Waymo's autonomous technology and Toyota's vehicle expertise to enhance next-generation personally owned vehicles. So, emphasizing this, it's a great idea. In essence, Waymo's trying to figure out how can we put the hardware on roads that can operate as a robotaxi without so much cost to us. Oh, wait, what if we sell them to consumers? E.g., we're trying to copy the Tesla business model. But of course, the cost involved in putting a comparable, potentially autonomous Waymo vehicle on roads that Toyota's manufacturing versus a Tesla's got a crazy cost advantage. It's not going to end well. But hey, you've got to give them credit for at least trying. Actually, for at least having discussions about potentially, possibly considering the idea of maybe hypothetically in the future, possibly doing something together. Toyota has a long advanced research and development in support of a zero traffic accident vision. Yeah, did I not just mention the whole faking the results of crash safety tests? Yeah, let's not go there. Nor emissions. Guided by a 3-pillar approach that integrates people, vehicles, and traffic infrastructure. Automated driving and advanced safety technologies play a central role, exemplified by the development and global deployment of Toyota Safety Sense, a proprietary suite of advanced safety technologies. TSS reflects Toyota's belief that technologies have the greatest impact when they are made widely accessible. Through this new collaboration, the companies aim to further accelerate the development and adoption of driver assistance and automated driving technologies for personally owned vehicles, with a continued focus on safety and peace of mind. Waymo, the global leader in autonomous driving technology, now serves more than 250,000 trips each week across San Francisco Bay Area, Los Angeles, Phoenix, and Austin, with tens of millions of miles traveled. By the way, I'm laughing because, that sounds like a lot until you compare how many miles are happening in Tesla vehicles every single day on FSD supervised. The data shows that Waymo is making roads safer where it operates, including being involved in 81% fewer injury-causing crashes compared to a human benchmark. Now, I don't know the exact data here. You'd hope that Waymos are safer. There is a possibility that they're conflating per mile injury-causing crashes, but keep in mind, Waymos are operating in cities at much lower speeds. I don't know. I'm just saying. But the point is, autonomy is good. Safety is good. Reducing accidents is good. So I'm not a hater here. The more safe autonomous vehicles, the better, because humans make a lot of dumb mistakes. Waymo is building this is funny. Waymo is building a generalizable driver that can be applied to a variety of vehicle platforms and businesses over time. The company continues to scale its commercial ride-hailing service, Waymo One, and through this strategic partnership will now begin to incorporate aspects of its technology for personally owned vehicles. Now, I've got a question. I already know the answer, but I'm going to ask it anyway. If Toyota was actually serious about autonomy and safety and driver assist, like if they really actually believed what they were saying, since they are the experts in manufacturing vehicles, why did they not go to Tesla and go, hey Tesla, can we get your software, the FSD software? Because it's way better than our stuff and it's way safer than our stuff. And we'll just license that off you so we can use it in our vehicles immediately, all of them. Remember they said about, the more widely available technology is the better? Remember this whole bullshit, horseshit lie that they said? All right, now? Yeah? Mm-hmm. If they actually believed what they were saying, why wouldn't they just approach Tesla? And the answer, of course, is because Tesla doesn't need Toyota. Waymo needs Toyota. You know how this deal's going to work, right? Waymo is going to have to pay a fuckload to Toyota to produce these vehicles. Toyota's then going to sell them to customers and make a profit, at least over the short term. Toyota's going to end up with inferior technology, but hey, they make a bit of money from Waymo. And again, I'm not hating on the idea. This is a great idea, but it still isn't going to stop the inevitable outcome here. Now, on screen, I'm sorry to have to rub salt into the punctured hull of either of these Titanics, but Toyota appears to be a little bit of a hoe bag when it comes to partnerships regarding autonomy and advanced driver assist. Just look at this track record. Toyota is engaged in several notable partnerships to advance autonomous driving technology. And of course, what do they have to show for it? Here's a list of some key past collaborations. Uber, 2018. Toyota invested $500 million in Uber to develop autonomous ride-sharing tech. The partnership focused on integrating Uber's autonomous driving system and Toyota's Guardian safety support system into Toyota Sienna minivans, intended for third-party operation on Uber's network. Aurora Innovation, 2021. Toyota partnered with Aurora to develop self-driving platforms, starting with the Toyota Sienna minivan. The collaboration, which included supplier Denso, aimed to design, build, and test an initial fleet by the end of 2021 for ride-hailing networks including Uber's. Pony AI 2019. Toyota teamed up with Chinese autonomous driving startup Pony AI to develop self-driving technology. The partnership included testing a modified Lexus RX equipped with autonomous hardware on public roads in Beijing, focusing on safe mobility services. Kind of awkward reading through this, knowing that today Toyota is claiming that there's a potential partnership with Waymo for autonomous technology. What happened to the Uber, the Aurora, the Pony? But wait, there's more. Baidu 2019. Toyota collaborated with the Chinese tech giant Baidu on the Apollo open source autonomous driving software platform, contributing to its development for broader industry adoption. University of Michigan 2016. Through the Toyota Research Institute, Toyota partnered with the University of Michigan to research autonomous driving, enhanced automotive safety, indoor mobility, and materials design. TRI. Oh man, this is so hard to read. Where is the direction or the leadership, and where are the fucking results? Blah, blah, partnership, cool story, bro. Yeah, okay. Third Wave Automation. 2021, Toyota Industries formed a strategic partnership with Third Wave Automation to produce next-generation autonomous material handling vehicles utilizing shared autonomy, machine learning, and advanced perception technologies. NVIDIA, 2019 and earlier. Toyota's TRI began using NVIDIA's technology in 2019 to create, train, and validate autonomous driving systems. The partnership explored integrating NVIDIA's supercomputers and operating systems in Toyota vehicles. Luminar Technologies, PS Mark Rober has left the chat. Toyota invested in Luminar, a LiDAR technology company, to enhance vehicle perception capabilities for safer autonomous driving. This was part of Toyota's focus. I think it's pretty ironic to use the word focus in Toyota, let's be honest here. It's the polar opposite of focus. On advanced sensor technologies. Subaru, 2005, expanded 2019. While primarily known for co-developing vehicles like the Subaru BRZ and the Toyota 86, the Toyota-Subaru partnership expanded to include joint research on autonomous driving technologies alongside electric vehicles. I mean, Toyota's been ran through by like 10 football teams worth of AI and autonomous driving and sensor-related companies already. Jesus. Suzuki 2019. Toyota and Suzuki formed a partnership to collaborate on autonomous car technologies, with Toyota acquiring a 4.94% stake in Suzuki. The alliance aimed to address environmental regulations and advanced self-driving solutions. I mean, we're still not even done, bruh. Automated Vehicle Safety Consortium. 2019. Toyota joined Ford, GM, and SAE International to form the AVSC, focusing on developing safety standards for level 4 and 5 autonomous vehicles to ensure safe deployment. And last but certainly not least, Toyota also partnered with All Nippon Airways to test autonomous tow tractors at Japanese airports. Now look, I'm not trying to be a hater. I am, however, trying to emphasize the total lack of focus and results from Toyota's whorish behavior regarding autonomy. This is a fairly embarrassing track record thus far. I think Toyota might have some commitment issues. A person from Toyota emphasized the significance of this collaboration, stating that, quote, Toyota is committed to realizing a society with zero traffic accidents and becoming a mobility company that delivers mobility for all. We share a strong sense of purpose and a common vision with Waymo. Yeah, we just don't go bankrupt. In advancing safety through automated driving technology. And we are confident this collaboration can help bring our solutions to more people around the world, moving us one step closer to a zero-accident society. Our companies are taking an important step toward a future with greater safety and peace of mind for all. The co-CEO at Waymo also emphasized the impact of this collaboration, stating, quote, Waymo's mission is to be the world's most trusted driver. This requires global partners like Toyota that share our commitment to improving road safety and expanding accessible transportation. Now, just taking a break here. Again, I'm not being a hater, but this is actually pretty impressive, honest admission. In order for Waymo to scale, in essence, they desperately need partners like Toyota who actually make vehicles. What would be probably a much stronger position to be in for Waymo would be if they themselves were actually mass manufacturing vehicles at scale and didn't need to partner with a company that's going to go bankrupt to do it. But hey, that's all hypothetical. We look forward to exploring this strategic partnership, incorporating their vehicles into our ride-hailing fleet and bringing the magic of Waymo's autonomous driving technology to Toyota customers. Now, I wish these companies well, but like I said, I can wish what I want. I can hope what I want. They've got the least competent, most retarded mass manufacturer vehicles, Toyota, partnering with Waymo, who desperately needs scale. And I mean, they have to do something. Good on Waymo for trying to make this happen. But this is a marriage that appears doomed from the start. Remember though, I am a deluded Tesla fanboy who can't see clearly, so I'm sure Toyota's totally going to be fine. This will save the company, and I'm sure Waymo will be totally fine, and they'll somehow manage to overcome the massive cost disadvantage relative to Tesla. The fact that they're having to collaborate, meaning Toyota's going to make money on this deal as well, meaning Waymo's going to have even thinner margins, meaning their cost per mile is going to be even higher or their profits even lower. Although, wait, they don't make profits. I'm sure that's totally fine, and we probably shouldn't think about this anymore because there's nothing to see here. Everything's fine. I do want to take a quick moment to consider some of the possible ways that this partnership might work. You see, if Toyota's going to manufacture vehicles that are capable of operating Waymo's software, they're going to require hardware which increases the cost to produce those vehicles. Toyota already has paper-thin margins. They're a very low-margin mass manufacturer of essentially the horse and buggy, which will soon be extinct, but let's put that to the side. My point is, who's going to pony up the cost for the sensors on the vehicles? Toyota surely isn't going to eat that. I mean, the sensors might be the difference between making money and making nothing selling a vehicle to a customer. So presumably Waymo is going to have to subsidize the cost of at least the hardware on the vehicles. Unless Waymo can somehow negotiate with Toyota to do profit sharing on potential software operating, I don't know. But in short, this potential partnership would result in a higher hardware cost for Toyota today, eating into potential profits. So Waymo is going to need to propose a very generous deal to Toyota to make this happen. I think the true measure of the seriousness of this would be how many, in percentage terms, of the vehicles Toyota is producing in a single year in the future are equipped with the necessary hardware to operate the software from Waymo. Anything less than 100% might be a pretty clear indicator of how seriously or not at all Toyota and or Waymo are taking this. Now, trolling aside, I do want to just, address some of the potential criticism because I can see it coming from a mile away. Often people say, you're such a fanboy, bro. Why do you want Waymo to fail? I don't. I'm here to tell you what I think is going to happen, not what I want to happen. Nobody has been able to explain to me how a company with a massive cost disadvantage, e.g. Waymo or Toyota, will be able to compete over the long term with Tesla on cost per mile for autonomous vehicles. Toyota doesn't make any money selling electric vehicles, and no one wants to buy their electric vehicles today. The claims that the competition would come, not prematurely fast and all over themselves, but for Tesla, have not played out. Like I said, Toyota and Tesla had a partnership before Tesla had IPO'd. They had a huge opportunity there, and instead of executing on it and becoming Tesla, Toyota totally fucked that one up. Now they're scrambling to catch up. And like I said, a couple of years after the Model Y comes out, Toyota hadn't even looked inside. Morons. And Toyota, their vehicles were dethroned by Model Y as the world's best-selling vehicle. They're incompetent. Even if Toyota were to go now all in on electric vehicles, and by the way, there's actually no mention as to the form of propulsion for these vehicles. I think you guys might know it. I mean, imagine if they were making ICE Waymos. But even if Toyota were to go all in now, there's no chance that they'll get to a point in the future where they can match Tesla on cost to produce comparable hardware. Tesla's so far ahead in terms of manufacturing expertise, and Toyota's like the slowest moving company on the planet trying to catch up. And due to the nature of this collaboration, Waymo having to rely on a company that can't get their costs down as much as Tesla never will, by default, because of its partnership, Toyota's not going to do this for free. Waymo's desperate. They need scale. They need to come to Toyota. Right, Toyota's going to be making money on these vehicles featuring the Waymo tech for sure. They'll make a profit on the hardware they're putting on roads. Waymo will obviously charge them some licensing fees for the supposed driver assist technology as well. But I think Toyota's going to come out ahead on this in terms of financials over the short term. The lack of vertical integration here, the partnership by its very nature, means there's even less cost available. So if this new entity can't put hardware on roads as economically as Tesla, they can't. How are they going to compete with Tesla on cost per mile? And the answer is they can't. For a short period of time, they can match pricing and lose even more money. But eventually, Google can't keep feeding a loss-making business indefinitely. And that's what Waymo's going to be. If Tesla didn't exist, different story, but Tesla does exist. So good luck. Want more content? Early access? A bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 is awesome. I've been taking it daily now for more than 3 years. It's a great way to fill in nutritional gaps. It's packed full of vitamins, minerals, and whole food source nutrients, plus has prebiotics, probiotics, and adaptogens to improve gut health, regularity, and help your body handle stress. I'm always looking for an edge to help me feel and perform my best, which is why I haven't missed a day of AG1 for more than 3 years. Just try it and see how you feel. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs.